Many thanks to Fatal Attraction Squad, One Original DayZ servers, Clash Vanilla servers, Sgt. Pepper servers, Sea of Tools Cloud, We That Remain Roleplay, DayZ Sentinel servers, the Struggle Community, the Karma Crew servers, and DayZ Kraken leaderboards for making this video possible. DayZ 1.26 significantly reduced how much gear we can carry, and as a result, how DayZ plays now. So in this video, we're going to go deep on the exact changes to our inventories, comparing all 86 changed items to their previous versions, how these changes impact gameplay, and which items are now best for the loot goblins out there. The only items in DayZ that give us these universal inventory slots here are vests, tops, pants, backpacks, and the recently added hip pack for the waist slot. So apart from the hip pack, nearly all other item had its inventory size reduced a substantial amount, not only making it harder to carry more items and weapons, but shifting the meta on which high tier items are now best. For example, this table shows the previous inventory sizes of vests and the new sizes in 1.26, with previous vests in DayZ averaging 30.8 slots each, these universal inventory slots, now down to 17, or an average reduction on vests by 42%, so close to half the carry capacity compared to last patch, with the hunting vest getting nerfed the hardest, as you can see here. A grand total of 36 top or chest slot items were changed this patch to, totaling an average of nearly 24 slots last patch. Now it's down to 18, so not much of a nerf compared. These changes mean it's minus 25% on average. The biggest nerfs though go to military gear, as you can see here, gimping the field jacket to be the same as a tactical shirt or the hiking jacket, but I doubt these are the final adjustments. This is the first change they've done to these inventory sizes, so it's likely the devs will change stuff based on the feedback that they get. These tables are ordered by how many slots in total the item has in this patch 1.26, so this is basically a list from worst to best when it comes to carrying capacity in DayZ. Onto pants, again from worst to best now, and with pants it seems that low tier items got the hardest of nerfs, but the chainmail legs did too, now half the carry capacity of last patch, which I guess is acceptable given how much protection these provide. Again, there might be some adjustments here, as you can find the cargo pants in tier 2 plus, which are now a high tier item I would say, given their colour variants and being one of the best pants in the game after chainmail, nerfing this entire category by 37% on average. Finally, onto the backpacks that were changed, which is pretty much all the backpacks in DayZ, nerfed around 20% across the board on average. Apart from the field backpack being similar to these three backpacks now, I was expecting bigger nerfs here, as I believe the aim of these nerfs was to reduce how many weapons or big weapons that a person could carry, but there are a few backpacks here that can carry large weapons still, which we'll get into later. For now, let's go full nerd and bring out the bar chart, looking at all the inventory reductions for the 4 types of clothing that were affected this patch. Tops and pants didn't get much of a nerf overall, but vests and backpacks certainly did. This results in an average slot count in 1.25 of 130, but now in 1.26 it's 87. That's a total reduction across all clothing by 33%, basically meaning compared to last patch we'll be able to carry 33% less on average compared to last patch. The best way to test these actual changes is to directly compare how many slots we are given at different gear levels. So as a fresh spawn, for example, in the last patch we had 32 slots as soon as we spawned. Now in 1.26 it's 21. As a low geared player we had a huge 70 slots, now it's 47. Mid-tier, which is where the changes get larger, we had an average of 131 slots, now down to 78 slots on average, and this is the same gear just on different patches. I'm just comparing how many slots we had each time. For high tier then, we had 170, now it's 126. And finally, for the maximum slots possible in 1.25 compared to 1.26, or the best carry capacity gear, it used to be 228 slots in last patch, which is quite a lot actually, but now it's down to 149. This tells us that this 33% number that we got earlier to the gear changes does reflect how it's going to feel in the game during different gear levels, as all of these are close to 33% differences on average. However, you will feel this nerf more the more geared you become compared to last patch. This change reflects how weapons were shuffled around in this patch too, making higher tiers less rewarding for weapons, and now, due to these changes, clothing too. Best visualized with this line chart essentially showing us how rewarded you are over time as you get gear. Now, I don't believe this change would change gameplay in a major way. I certainly do feel like I have less inventory space. It simply means that the drip feed of dopamine we get from getting gear and weapons too will drip around 33% slower in this patch, in line with these changes you see here, which isn't necessarily a bad thing unless you really hate inventory management, because when you do get fully geared in DayZ, the game kind of gets a little bit boring, at least for me, and I've noticed that I have much more of a death wish when I'm stacked out in the best gear. In the case of fitting weapons in your clothing or in your backpack, there are heavy nerfs, as most clothing items won't allow you to put anything bigger than a longhorn in there, and no clothing item in DayZ will fit any of the weapons that are 27 slots or higher, so if it is 9 slots long, you have to carry it on your shoulder or in your hands. These 4 backpacks do allow a weapon that is 8 slots long inside them though, so any weapon here that is 24 slots or lower will fit inside these 4 backpacks, and these 5 backpacks allow weapons that are 21 slots or lower or 7 slots long. The weapons that are 6 slots long or 18 or lower here will fit inside these tops, but not any vest or pants in the game, making backpacks much more valuable in this patch as a result. To close this video, a lot has changed this patch, so it will probably take a long time for the devs to change or make adjustments to these carrying capacities, but that does mean that we have more time to discuss this important topic, with the most important question here being, does DayZ feel better, worse, or about the same with these changes? I, for one, am very interested to know. If you want to learn more about weapon spawn changes this patch that go in line with these changes, this video covers all the major loot changes in this patch. Thank you very much for watching, and have a good day.